Today's guest is a two-time All-Star and Gold Glove winner, now fully transitioned into his life as a baseball coach. He's a perennial fan favorite here in Chicago. We catch up with Jody Davis on his life after his playing days. So Jody, you had a 10-year big league career, two-time All-Star Gold Glove winner. When you come back, after playing in Chicago and to a fan convention like this, or come back to Wrigley, say, to do the stretch, and you get introduced, say, last night on stage at opening ceremonies, and what's that mean? I mean, the fan response, obviously you're always been a fan favorite. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's huge. I was probably as happy as anybody when we won the World Series in '16 for the fans, because they've been so faithful and they stuck with us and they pulled us through so many hard times, and they were always there to support us. And as you can see here at the convention, it's just as crazy as ever. It's sold out, full Cub fans, and they really are the greatest fans in the world, and they meant a lot to me.
You keep in touch with old teammates throughout the year? I mean, obviously this is you get to catch up with weekends like this with everybody, which is probably fun, right?
Oh, this is great. This is a great time for us to see our old teammates.
Mm-hmm.
There's several of my teammates that I keep in touch with, Bobby D and the Sarge and Sutcliffe. I'll be watching a game and he'll be doing the color, and I'll text him that he's so full of crap or something, and so, but I do keep up with him pretty much. And Lee Smith too, we see him pretty good.
When you decided that you were done playing ball, did you have an idea where you wanted to go or what you wanted to do? Because that's you dedicate your life to baseball, right? And then it's done.
Yeah, pretty much my body told me I was through. I couldn't get things done that I wanted to get done on the field anymore, and so I hadn't really thought about it at all. When I retired, I had 3 kids, 9, 8, and 4, and so they kept me busy, and I was at home with them coaching Little League for 10 years, 11 years, and all of a sudden one day they're all off to college and I'm sitting around, so I started to come back and do what I'd done all my life.
Your kids, you said you had 3 kids. Were they athletes? They got involved in sports at all? Or
my oldest son, Josh, was a pitcher, signed out of high school at Virginia Tech,
Mm-hmm.
Tore his shoulder up, had to have surgery on his labrum, never came back from that. He's actually the pitching coach at Georgia State now in Atlanta.
Oh, cool.
So,
good for him.
And my daughter, she played a little basketball and a little soccer. And then my youngest son was always pretty good, but he was the smartest one of the bunch, and he didn't want to go to practice. He wanted to put the uniform on and go play game day. So,
Yeah.
So that didn't last long. So, but they were all into it, and they had fun with it. But it's a tough road to get to the majors.
Did you ever think that I'm not going to make it? It's not. I'm not going to get there. I know you can't have that attitude, but I mean, there's got to be bumps where it's just like this is crazy.
I never thought that. Like you said, there's bumps and there's hard times along the way. 5 years in the minor leagues, it was pretty rough. But I had never caught a game until I was out of high school. So
Really?
And then I got drafted out of high school as a catcher first baseman. So I had to buy a catcher's mitt to go to my first spring training. And when I got down there, it was a little bit different than catching some, American Legion guys.
Yeah.
Our catcher in American Legion got hurt. I said, hey, I'll try it, and ended up catching, and we won the state tournament and got drafted. So I was actually learning how to catch, so I knew it was taking me a little bit longer to come through the minor leagues, but then again, I was out of high school, and I was learning how to catch, and I was trying not to get killed because some of these guys threw pretty hard down there. And anyway, I just feel like I was, on pace, and always hit pretty well, and it worked out.
So you played first base primarily before you moved behind the plate?
I played everywhere. I was
Yeah.
kind of like the guy that if the shortstop pitched today, I played shortstop, and if the right fielder pitched tomorrow, I played right field, and then it was my day to pitch, and
Yeah.
then I played first base.
And you could always hit.
And I was always hitting, so it was kind of funny. The catcher got hurt, and I said, hey, I'll try it. Fell in love with it.
That's crazy. You spent a lot of time around Harry Caray when you were playing. What's a good Harry story that's clean enough to discuss here that sticks out to you?
It's kind of funny because Harry was always on the air. We were always on the field. So
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that he did, I didn't even know. I'd go home and people would be talking about, Harry Caray was talking about you again today. This Harry did this. Harry's singing the song. They still sing the song to me everywhere I go. Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Harry was good to me. I don't know what I did that he liked me so much, but he was really good to me. But as far as stories, Harry was just a fan he was just a fan that had the microphone
and that was legit. That wasn't an act. I mean, he was a baseball fan.
He was down around BP sometimes. He didn't come down a lot, but I think more than anything, some of the players getting so mad at him because he was just telling it like it was. We had a pitcher that got taken out of a game and he was mad and he walked right through the dugout into the clubhouse and there's Harry on TV ripping him. So. We had to pull some players off of Harry at times.
Yeah. So you said you were home for 10 years, that's nice. I mean, your kids were younger. You had time with them. Then you got back into baseball, back into coaching. How did that come about?
O'Neary Fleeta was the farm director here for the Cubs, and he called me and asked me if I'd be interested in getting back in, and I said yeah. And I'd really love, especially to come back to the Cubs. I thought that was a great fit, a great opportunity, and started out. He gave me a hitting coach job, and 2 weeks later, one of the managers got moved, so I got to manage, and over here in Peoria too. So that was really a lot of fun. A lot of Cub fans over there.
You've been a hitting coach, you've been a catcher coordinator, you've been a manager. Obviously, all different. What do you like? I mean, what's different roles, different responsibilities, but how do you relate them?
It's different roles, and I think it's been good for me, my development. I've been into different aspects and see how things are different. But I love the managing part. I think that comes from being a catcher, always in on everything that's going on in the game. And, I just think it's kind of a fit. I have to pay more attention, to what's going to happen with my pitchers a couple innings ahead. But just running the game, being involved in all the little aspects of the game is really fun for me.
I might have made this up, but correct me if I'm wrong. Did you manage in Venezuela?
Yes, I did.
Good friends of ours are from Venezuela, and they're just diehard baseball fans. And I love talking to him about how different the game is there in terms of, from a fan's point of view. It's a rowdier crowd there. Is that true?
Oh, way rowdy.
Yeah.
It's exciting, man. They love it over there.
Yeah.
The culture, is a little bit different, but they are really sports fans.
Yeah.
There's a baseball game on TV every day somewhere in the country, soccer games on every day. And, for a culture that, doesn't have a lot of money, those stadiums are packed every night. And I guess I got the biggest kick out of their wave over there. When they do the wave, whatever they've got in their hands, they throw in the air. Not bottles of water, beer, cups of ice. It's really. I laughed. It was. The baseball's good.
They make us watching games here in America seem subdued, right? I mean, it's a rowdy crowd in the park.
Without a doubt. I mean, baseball here, people are watching until something exciting happens.
Right.
And down there, they're screaming. And, when I got down there, my pitching coach says, when you come off the field after you've been out to talk to the pitcher, don't look at the ground. You better look they'll be throwing batteries at you and stuff, if you're not winning. So, but it was different. It was a great experience, and it's good to see that baseball down there is really, really as good as it is.
What is it about those players from Latin America? Their raw talent. I mean, they're just so good. They're raw, but so talented. And obviously they can, like you said, they love it. It's their life. But they play all year. But what else is it? It's just the culture? I mean,
I think it's the culture, and for all those kids down there, it's a way out. I mean, there's just no money down there, and they see the stars here in the States and all the money they're making. It's a way of life. So, they're giving it everything that they have. Like you said, they play year round. They get through here, they go start their league down there, and they play all winter long. Where players over here are taking a little break. So, it's 12 months a year down there. They're getting after it.
Had you seen games down there before ever? I mean, were you walking into something brand new when you?
I was walking into something brand new. When I played in Mexico one winter, so I kind of had a little feel. But to go all the way to Venezuela and spend 4 months, down there by myself, and speaking very little, Spanish.
Yeah.
It was different. Thank goodness I had two coaches that were bilingual, so they helped me. They made sure I got something to eat at night.
Yeah. And you picked up on some, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, being around the guys and being.
I learned how to order a beer.
Yeah, that'd be tough on my list too. You mentioned this a little bit ago, but catchers, the list of successful managers who caught in the big leagues is long. What is it about that position and that role that translates so well into managing a club?
I go back to, I think it's because you're involved as a player. You're involved with every aspect. You're working with the pitchers. You're setting defenses. You're in on pitch calling of a game. You're in on the bunt defenses, the double steal defenses. So, if you're an outfielder, you're not involved in any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And infielders are a little bit more, but just being a catcher, you're involved in all that. You're running all of that. You're relaying the signs for all of that. So it's just something that kind of comes natural.
You guys won about 10 or 11 years ago, right? Florida State League championship.
Yes.
When you were in the Cubs organization.
Yes.
That's neat.
That was fun.
That had to have been a really cool year to go through that and at the end be on top. I mean, that's a big deal.
It really was. It was a fun bunch of guys, and they came together and wanted to win, and had some great players on that team too. So mostly me just staying out of the way and letting those guys play.
At that level, when you got a group of younger guys, did you ever find, and obviously you played at the highest level, but did you ever find it was hard to relate to younger players? Just not so much different philosophies maybe, but just getting through at certain times, or is that really not an issue?
No, I don't think it was an issue then. I think things have changed now more in the last 10 years since we won that championship.
Mm-hmm.
The today's players are a little bit different. They have a little bit different attitude. They see all the highlights on Sports Center, and and they think that they can do that every at bat. And I think they throw away a lot of at bats going for that one big blast. But it's just it's a little bit different culture. But I think at that time, that bunch of guys that I had at Daytona were really good. They bought into what we were trying to do, and they played team baseball.
Daytona in the summer is hot. Does that have any effect on players? When you're grinding through a long 100+ game season.
Yeah, the whole Florida State League. The good thing about that league is the longest travel is 4 hours on the bus. So in a way that was kind of a plus. But anywhere you go in Florida in July and August,
hot.
It's going to be hot. So we just tried to take it in cutting down a lot of our pre-game activity. We cut BP short, or some days we wouldn't take it at all, just because it was so hot. So you have to do things a little bit different.
When you're talking with players now, again, congratulations on the new gig. That's really cool.
Thank you. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. You go up and communicate with these guys, and given the fact that you're Jody Davis and your resume, they're listening when you talk, right? I mean, that means a lot.
They know I played.
Yeah.
They're still so young that they don't have any idea what I did.
Yeah.
But they know I played, and that's really, I think, a big plus for me. My staff over in Louisville, we've got 50 years of Major League time in, so it won't be just me in that clubhouse. My other coaches are Major League veterans too. So.
And your staff now is?
I'll have Leon Durham will be my hitting coach.
Cool.
And Jeff Facero is going to be my pitching
Really?
coach. And Dick Schofield will be my bench coach. So.
Were Leon Durham and Jeff Facero with the club already, or did you bring them on?
When I left the hitting position at Louisville to go back to AA to manage, that created a AAA hitting coach spot.
Okay.
Leon was just coming out of Detroit. They got a new staff, so Leon got my hitting coach job, and so I went and managed. And now, but Jeff and Leon have both been there, so
that's cool.
So they were already there.
That's a great staff.
Yeah. So it's all on the players if they don't win.
Yeah. We talked about it earlier a little bit, but you were there before in Louisville with the Bats as a coach, and obviously now back managing the club. Ton of support there for that team. It's a cool city. I mean, that's a good place to be.
Oh yeah, Louisville was great. I hated to leave. I was the hitting coach there for 2 years, and I hated to leave, but I wanted to get back into the managing part.
Yeah.
So the spot came open in AA. So I figured I was going down a level, but I was gaining a position. So glad I did it. It worked out. And now I'm back in AAA as a manager, and I'm excited about it.
Good for you. And AA, Pensacola, Bubba Watson is part owner of that club, right?
Yeah.
He sang the stretch last year at Wrigley. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
he around a lot?
He'd bring his son over to batting practice about every day that he was home. He wasn't on tour, so he was around a good bit. And we got to tell some stories and learned a lot about the PGA guys.
I bet. Baseball season's done. It's a long year for you. You go home. What's daily life like? What's a normal routine?
Oh, well, after you're gone from your house for 7 months a year, you walk in that first day and you start seeing all the things that you need to fix or you want to fix or you want to change. And I have a problem is I start on one project and I'll end up doing another, and I'm going, I'm supposed to be doing that over there and I'm over here doing this. I'm a huge Georgia Bulldog fan too, so chasing them around. I go to 5 or 6 games a year too, so
cool.
It's a lot of fun. They're playing well. It's a good time to be a dog.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just signed a new contract for Louisville. What's prep like? Spring training's right around the corner. You're just digging in now. How's that go for you?
Spring training is upon us. It's like you said, being around the house, I'm thinking about, I'm going to be gone 7 months, so I really need to cut these shrubs and I need to do this project and then, you're starting to think about, what do I pack? I'm going from there to Louisville, and hopefully you get in and out of the house. But, it's just at this time of year, you're trying to pull all your loose ends together to get ready for the season. A good thing is we play in Gwinnett, play the Braves in Gwinnett, the Stripers down there. So that's one series I'll get at home in the middle of the summer.
Bit.
So,
yeah,
I live about 25 minutes from that stadium, so
that's nice.
That'll be a good trip.
What's spring training like for you in this current role? When you guys get down there's a lot to sort through, and how does it go for the month and a half that you're there?
Well, for me, I'm pretty much watching my guys and trying to help, because obviously I don't have any clue right now what my team is going to look like,
right.
Because most of those guys are going to be in big league camp all spring training, and we've got a new manager, David Bell, coming in with a new coaching staff. So, get to know those guys a little bit and try to help them any way I can with the knowledge of these players.
When you guys break camp, you got your team set and head off to start playing. Is there a message that you give the guys, or you just kind of let them? How's that work?
I will wait till we get to Louisville because, Cincinnati, when they break spring training, they go to Atlanta and play the Braves 2 exhibition games there. And I'm figuring that I'm going to have 7, 8 guys go with that team to Atlanta. So I'm really not going to know who the heck I have till April 2nd, April 3rd, and we play April 4th. And then no matter, you got 5 guys competing for that 25th spot on the big league roster. And so one guy's going to make it and 4 are going to be a little upset when they walk in the door to start the season. So, it's going to be a job of controlling, trying to boost guys, because I'm going to get a guy coming down from the big leagues. He's going to be mad. I'm going to take my best player and send him to the big leagues.
Right.
So it's going to be a juggle, but that's what AAA's for.
You see more movement at AAA than any other level, back and forth?
Yes.
And that's hard for you guys, right?
And I think that's why they try to keep these AAA clubs so close to the big league club.
Yeah.
We're an hour and 15 minutes from Cincinnati, so there'll be times that my starting pitcher will be walking to the bullpen to go warm up for the game, and I'll get a call and say he can't pitch today. He's pitching tomorrow in Cincinnati. So now I've got to figure out how I'm going to get through 9 innings.
Yeah. The Central Division in the National League is tough. Obviously, you're with Louisville now and Cincinnati. The Cardinals have been busy this winter. The Cubs have a good team. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh you can't write them off. The Brewers did what they did last year. One year to the next, things change though, right? There's expectations on paper, and then you get going into a long season, and things can change quickly.
That's exactly right. And, I think everybody feels like they made themselves a little bit better. And it's such a tough division that, if you just go out and hang in there for a while, everybody's going to be beating up on each other. And so you just got to stay competitive, and, you got to play them one day at a time. And really that's all you can control, and
Yeah.
everybody else is going to beat up on everybody else. So,
Sometimes easier said than done, though, right? Just
Yeah,
worrying about you and not worrying about everybody else.
exactly, it's a long summer, and it's really tough if you get behind a little bit early.
Yeah.
And so now you got to climb over everybody else, and everybody else is going to hit streaks too. So you just got to hang in there. It is a grind.
Yeah. You've had success managing and coaching. What coaches that you played for at any level, or managers, have you taken approaches from or advice from that you translate now into what you do every day?
Well, I think the biggest coach in my life was my older brother. My older brother is 12 years older than I am, so he played basketball and went through college and got his degree and came back to the county where I lived and got a head basketball coaching job. So I actually played basketball for my older brother in high school. He was my coach.
That's cool.
He was pretty rough on me, and I thought he was rough on me at the time, but it ended up being pretty good. But I just learned so much from him about team camaraderie. We have to approach this as a group, and baseball is an individual game. It's not like basketball or football where you draw a play up for your best player. It's whoever's going to get in the box has to produce.
Right.
So it's more of a team game. So that's, I'm really thankful for my brother. That's, he taught us that, and we could compete with the bigger schools. So, just seeing what a team pulling together can do, he taught me that, and I'm really thankful.
He's got to be proud as heck for what you've accomplished, too.
Yeah, he was one of my biggest fans,
yeah,
for sure.
That's cool. Jody, thank you for doing this. It was great catching up. Good luck this year. We really appreciate the time.
Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks a lot, man. That was awesome. To see more of my interviews with former Cubs, be sure to subscribe to our Cubs YouTube page.